All right, guys. So, two-time Democrat loser Beto O'Rourke is running for governor of Texas. If you haven't heard, he announced his campaign, I believe, last Monday, and for whatever reason, he thinks that this time is going to be different as he's running for governor of Texas. Remember, the first time Beto ran in a race that got national attention was in 2018 against Ted Cruz, right? And he came within a few points of beating Ted Cruz. However, he ultimately ended up losing. And then he decided that because he almost beat Ted Cruz, that he was going to run for president. Now, he failed miserably at running for president. And part of the reason why is, in my opinion, because he said some things that I think really can piss some people off in regards to the Second Amendment. As he said, hell yes, we're going to take your guns. And for whatever reason, right, him saying that didn't really work in the presidential race, but he believes that it may work for him running for the governor of Texas, which is a state, in my opinion, that is very pro Second Amendment, as he basically stands by his statements that he made about taking our guns. Take a look.
That gun control in particular was your number one issue in your presidential campaign. I want to play something that you said on the debate stage in 2019, shortly after a mass shooting in your hometown of El Paso.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Is that what you would still do as governor of Texas?
Look, we are a state that has a long, proud tradition of responsible gun ownership. And most of us here in Texas do not want to see our friends, our family members, our neighbors shot up with these weapons of war. So yes, I still hold this view, but I also have been listening to my fellow Texans who are concerned about this idea of permitless carry that Greg Abbott has signed into law, which allows any Texan to carry a loaded firearm despite the pleadings of police chiefs and law enforcement from across the state who said it would make their jobs more dangerous and make it harder for them to protect those that they were sworn to serve in their communities. So we don't want extremism in our gun laws. We want to protect the Second Amendment. We want to protect the lives of our fellow Texans. And I know that when we come together and stop this divisive extremism that we see from Greg Abbott right now, we're going to be able to do that.
Staying on guns for a moment, on Friday, a Wisconsin jury acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse in his murder trial. Rittenhouse claimed he acted in self-defense when he shot and killed two people and wounded a third in Kenosha, Wisconsin last year. What's your reaction to that verdict?
I mean, this entire tragedy makes the case that we should not allow our fellow Americans to own and use weapons that were originally designed for battlefield use. That AR-15, that AK-47 has one single solitary purpose, and that is killing people as effectively, as efficiently, in as great a number, in as little time as possible. We saw that in Kenosha. We saw that in El Paso, Texas, where 23 people were murdered by someone with an AK-47 just in a matter of minutes. This is crazy, and we should not come to expect this as the matter of course in America. And the thing is, we don't have to. So here in Texas, where most of us, including myself, grew up learning how to use firearms responsibly, let's bring that experience and knowledge to bear. Let's protect the Second Amendment. Let's also make sure that we protect one another by having common sense gun laws. I know that we can do it.
All right, guys. So for the life of me, I really don't understand why you would campaign on taking people's guns and then double down on this when you're trying to run for the governor seat of a state like Texas that is still solidly red. I mean, even though, there are a lot of liberals moving from California to places like Austin, Texas, which, I think should be a concern for some conservatives and Republican politicians in Texas. But regardless, it's still a solidly red state, okay, as of right now. So I don't know why he would continue to campaign and double down on this. But obviously, again, some Texans are not going to like this, as there was a Texan that confronted Beto about his policy regarding guns and told him basically to get the hell out in response to Beto deciding to run for governor. Take a look.
Hey, Beto, they don't want to let me take a picture with you, man. I just want to shake your hand.
Yeah,
Beto, I'm Robert.
Robert, you're my tocayo.
I'm native Estonian.
Thank you for being
On
here.
behalf of the ranchers and oil and gas and farmers.
Yes, sir.
And Maxine Waters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in your grill telling you don't come back.
Okay.
We don't want you here.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
You said it was good. Thank you. Get the hell out. You ain't taking my guns either. You ain't taking my guns. Don't even try. Get your hands off of me. Get your hands off of me. Adios.
Thank you.
How you like that? We're still here in Texas. Ain't nobody wants you here. No means no. 3 times you lost twice. No means no.
Please.
Huh? Hey, Beto! Come and take it. Come and take it.
You do better, bro. Come on.
It ain't gonna happen. You done lost twice. You done lost twice. No means no.
It's a public park, sir.
Yeah, it's private property. You gotta get going, brother. Hey, I love the way you blow. And you too. Let's go, brother. You too. It's a free country. You. Woo! Huh? You bunch of sheep.
Come on.
Woo! Huh?
Don't shoot.
Adios, Beto!
Yeah, don't shoot.
Misdemeanor. I'm gonna arrest you.
Hold on.
I'm gonna arrest you. You don't. Shit. He's a free country. That's why I'm here, because you don't want it to be a free country. Just because of that.
Come on, let's go, man. Come on, let's go.
I don't want to have to arrest you. You don't do what you want to do. We still got love. Cal Rittenhouse! Cal Rittenhouse! Baby. Cal Rittenhouse!
Yeah, so I kind of get the feeling that there are probably a lot of Texans that feel the same way that guy feels about Beto O'Rourke, especially in regards to Beto's rhetoric regarding guns, okay? And for the life of me, I really don't understand how some of these politicians just continue to run for office, right? That's all they do, right? They're career-long politicians. Okay, the man lost twice, and then he's running again, and probably the reason is because they live their lives off raising money, right? Taking money from people, right? Selling them hopes and dreams, okay? And failed empty promises, because this guy obviously can't deliver on a policy because he can't get in office, right? How can you deliver on any policies when you can't win a race? And I definitely don't believe that this man has any chance of actually winning in Texas. However, the polls show that the current incumbent Republican governor, Greg Abbott, holds a 6-point lead over Beto O'Rourke, a bigger edge in a 3-way governor race, which is kind of surprising that it's just 6 points, okay? But let's read here. Freshly announced, gubernatorial hopeful Beto O'Rourke is running 6 percentage points behind Governor Greg Abbott in a direct matchup, and Abbott leads both the Democratic O'Rourke and Hollywood actor Matthew McConaughey in a 3-way race, according to a Dallas Morning News University of Texas at Tyler poll released Sunday. In a race between Abbott and O'Rourke, the 2-term governor incumbent leads among all registered voters, 45% to 39%, a substantial 22%. Want someone else to be governor, a poll found. So here's the thing. In a race between O'Rourke and Abbott, Abbott holds the lead by 6 points, but 22% of people, right, basically a fifth of people want somebody else to be governor, right? And this is where Matthew McConaughey comes in, who's a wild card, right, in this race. By nearly 2 to 1, all voters would be more likely to support Matthew McConaughey than O'Rourke. Pluralities of Democrats and independents want the Oscar-winning movie star and product endorser to run. Still, McConaughey continues to lack a clear lane into next November's general election. By 65% to 11%, Democratic voters believe O'Rourke is the best opportunity for Democrats to break a statewide losing streak that dates to 1998. In the hypothetical 3-way general election contest, Abbott is the choice of 37%, McConaughey 27%, and O'Rourke 26%. 10% of voters want someone else. The poll conducted November 9th to 16th, surveyed 1,106 adults who are registered voters and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.2 percentage points. With the race taking shape, McConaughey has just more than 3 weeks left in the candidate filling period to jump in, noted UT Tyler political scientist Mark Owens, the polls director. All right, so basically, if McConaughey runs as an independent, Abbott will win, right? And if it's just a two-way race between O'Rourke and Abbott, then Abbott would still win, even though Abbott is not necessarily as popular as you would think among those on the right there in Texas, because right-wing politics in Texas is a contact sport, right? It's actually a gladiator sport. And with that being said, Abbott should probably be more worried about a primary challenger than a general election challenger, especially if it's Beto O'Rourke. But if Matthew McConaughey actually gets the Democratic nomination, if he runs as a Democrat, then he probably should be worried. But I think that as long as Beto keeps running on this, taking all people's guns, soft on borders, things that I think are key policies for Texans, right? A reason why Republicans run the state. As long as he keeps running in the opposite direction of that, I don't think he has any chance whatsoever. And he's purely just raising some money to pay the bills like he does every 2 years. But hey, who knows? Maybe he has a shot. Maybe he doesn't. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.